So this is Jessie Graff. She's an American Ninja Warrior athlete and a professional stunt woman. And she has actually had like 13 reconstructive surgeries because in her line of work, she has actually been hit by cars and she has broken a lot of things. In fact, when we did this photo shoot, she was only 9 months post double shoulder surgery. And she was like, actually, jenedy, like I'm just barely being able to do pull-ups again. And yet every time she chooses to rebuild, to rise up and build. And I think about, as a mother, I feel I've had 4 kids. Every time I have a kid, I have to choose to rise up and build again, because every time you have a kid, it's surrendering that body and you kind of have to start over at ground zero. But how beautiful that we can. Well, this painting Pull Up was all about pulling up and resisting that downward pull that exists both physically and spiritually on this earth. But then as I was looking for a scripture to go with it, I found this scripture in Nehemiah 2:18, and it says, "And they said, 'Let us rise up and build.' So they strengthened their hands for this good work." And I love this concept of rise up, pull up, and build. Now, to give you a little context around Nehemiah, I know many of you are thinking, I've never read the book of Nehemiah in my life. So the Jews were taken captive by Babylon. This is 70 years after the destruction of Jerusalem, and Nehemiah is the cupbearer for the king of Persia. And as a Jew, he has this desire, and he believes this desire came from God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And so he goes to the king, he gets permission, he gathers a team, different members of the tribes of Israel to help him build the wall at Jerusalem. But then there's opposition, like there always is. And one of his opponents comes and they kind of mock the Jews and they say, "What do these feeble Jews? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned?" Opposition comes and be like, what do these Jews think they're doing? They think that they can like rebuild this wall. They think they can regather these stones that have been torn down and do something with them. There is always opposition anytime you try to rise up and build, right? Downward force, resist, pull up. But I love how this story actually relates to my model. And Nehemiah, they didn't listen to the naysayers. And it says, "So built we the wall." For the people had a mind to work. And I think that's the key. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that once you have been destroyed, that rebuilding can happen again. And that not only can you build again, but you can become stronger than you were before. And that's totally been the case for this woman, who is one of my heroes, and it can totally be the case for you. So learn the lesson of Nehemiah. Don't listen to the naysayers and choose to rise up and build and get stronger.